All right, welcome back to another rainy day here in Ohio. Everything's flooding, but I'm in here working on the dirt bike. So, one big complaint that pretty much everyone has for this bike is going to be the carburetor. This guy right here. That's what we're looking at. I've already taken off the airbox, but what I just got in the mail was a brand new carburetor, which this is widely recommended by every single form that I see on the Hawk to a 250 is this NIBBI Racing Carb. So we're going to be installing this today, and we'll see if that kind of helps it with first starting, because it seems like starting this thing is a bit of a bear until it gets warmed up. But then also it breaks up a little bit on the top end, so I'd be curious to see if it fixes that as well. So I guess we'll get started installing this thing. What we got with this is a new air filter. So that's why you see this big airbox area is completely missing on the bike. Also, this coilover was completely compressed, so went ahead and moved that out a bit, and now the bike sits a lot of it lower. Take off this bolt. That's holding the coil wire on. Find that later. Out of the way. So you loosen it up. Should mostly be finger tight from there. There we go. Drain the gas out of the bowl before taking this off. All right, seems like that's pretty well drained. Take the throttle cable out of here. Take this out of here. We just got the gas line. A little bit of gas even out of there. Definitely want to make sure you turn that off before doing this, which it is off, but it's a little bit still left in the line. All right, now is this going to bolt straight up? Let's see what we got on the box here. So they included a fuel filter, which you would definitely want. No filter coming off this currently. Then I'll have to install this, and then we will have this guy that'll connect on there and connect to the carb. But we'll have to take this piece off the engine as well. All right, so that's that piece coming off. And it looks like angled about right. All right, get that nice and snug. So now that we get that piece on, Our boot will go on there. That'll go on. This will go on. And finally, the carb will go on. We need to take the throttle cable out. I'll pop it out the bottom there. Here comes the throttle cable. And that whole piece comes off. Pull that piece off. Put this on there. Looks about the same, but why not? That guy on there. It's our new spring. Looks very much more springy. Let's see if I can do this without flicking this spring in my eye. All right, easy as that. Springs does seem a little bit long though. If we have issues, I might use the old spring. Line this up. And screw this on. See if that works. Stick that in there. I just need a flat head to tighten that down. Before I turn the fuel back on, let me make sure this is tight. Yep, that looks tight. This should be idle adjuster, air. It's a breather. Engine. All right, let's turn the fuel on, see if she starts up. Fuel is back on the petcock. I don't see any leaks. Guess we'll give it a go. Yep, it feels way more responsive. Like whenever I put my hand on the throttle, pull just a little bit of that throttle back, that spring definitely has more tension on it inside, but I can tell just by it running right here that it feels like a night and day difference. Now I think the idle is a little bit high, but they give you a real nice little screw here to play with the idle. Bring that down. All right, it idles way better. I'll probably have to tie this up a little bit because now it's kind of flopping around in the wind, but I feel like it idles way better. You kind of have that intake sound now. You almost get as much like intake tone as you do exhaust tone. I'll have to wait for the weather to be a little bit better because it is a shitty rainy day today here in Ohio. Once the weather comes up a little bit more, I think we'll get this thing back out on the road. Just doing this carb, I don't really see any major problems on this bike that really need addressed. I know they make a 300cc kit, but we'll rock with this one. As long as it keeps up with this little XR150, I'm pretty happy. But guess that's it for now. Go out and buy this bike.